The bordbia quality mark, ensuring your food is produced to the highest standards.
In October 2013, Kilkenny hit the headlines when 2 restaurants were awarded a Michelin star. One was the Lady Helen restaurant in Mount Juliet, and the other was here, Campagna restaurant. Gareth, good morning. Great to see you.
How are you, Neven? Great to have you here.
Great to be in your kitchen. I've enjoyed many good meals out here with my family, the twins. So what are you going to cook for me today?
We're going to do a very classic French Pithivier. Free-range chicken.
This here?
Yep. Local chicken. Slow-grown chicken. Takes 9 weeks for them to grow. Beautiful flavour, beautiful texture. A lovely, firm, really firm flesh. A slightly unusual way of doing the sauce. We take all the fat from the chicken.
This is chicken fat?
Yeah. All the skin. Simply take a knob of butter. A little bit of oil. You're going to do this for me.
Okay.
And we're going to fry the chicken skin in the oil and the butter until it caramelizes and roasts.
Okay.
So it gets a roast chicken flavour for the sauce before we even put anything else in it.
You're utilising every part of the chicken?
All the chicken is used, yeah.
How long do you cook this for now here, Gareth?
Until it goes golden brown. Take about 5-6 minutes to colour it all up.
You're here now in La Campagna. How many years? 8?
8 years.
Yourself and your beautiful wife, Reed, yeah?
Yep, the boss, the real boss, keeping me on the straight and narrow and stop me using too much butter. You see the way now it's gotten really golden and it's almost crispy. Let me just add the shallots.
Yeah. So it's all about depth of flavour, isn't it?
Yeah, trying to get that ultimate roast chicken flavour into the sauce. That's, you know, there's no great mystery to it, but... And then we just add the mushrooms.
So these are the trimmings of the mushrooms?
Yeah, we're using wild mushrooms here. The likes of ceps, rolls, trumpets. They're around for a couple of months. Just add some Madeira and sherry vinegar. If you don't have Madeira, you can use port. And we added in the proportions of 4 parts Madeira to 1 part sherry vinegar. So the sherry vinegar is only there for acidity.
So you're kind of reducing that down?
So that's going to go down to literally a tablespoon.
Okay.
Wow. And then we've got some double chicken stock.
Look at this.
So it's just...
really thick.
Yeah. Chicken bones and water, that's it. And we cook them for 4 hours. And we strain it off, put it in the fridge, and the next day we add fresh bones and we bring it up again for another 4 hours and we let it sit. So it's a stock as you would normally make it at home, but we just do it twice. So it's all the natural gelatin. You can see the stock has gone slightly jelly.
That's the detail that you go to, you know, to make a stock for 2 days. Chicken stock.
Yeah. So
all of it?
I'd say half.
Half, okay. There we go. Gorgeous.
So we just need that to simmer away there. So we've minced our chicken thighs.
So what's all in here? Chicken thighs?
Lardo, cured back fat of a pig. Chicken hearts, a little bit of cream and some eggs, just to bind it, and some salt.
And what's this here, just the breast?
And then we have the chicken breast. We've removed the skin, which obviously goes into the sauce. The reason you remove the skin is because if you put it in the pie, it'll remain soft. And most people don't like soggy chicken skin, you know. But this is poached. Then we have our puff pastry. So we just take a little bit of the stuffing.
So you're getting the shape from the cutter.
You want it to cook really evenly. So then we take our chicken breast, okay? Little pinch of salt. You don't add too much salt because the stuffing is seasoned already. And then you top that
with more.
With another piece. You want to make the pie nice and tight when you're making it, but not too tight. If it's too tight, it can, you know, get too much steam in it and whatever. So you need to leave a little pocket of air here and there. You lift that.
Gorgeous.
And then the egg wash, equal amount of egg yolk and cream. Just like you learned at home.
For the apple tarts or whatever.
Another disc of puff pastry, slightly bigger than the base. You just tuck it in. Pithivier is originally a classic French dessert, a frangipane mix, but nowadays it's
savoury, different.
Savoury, can be sweet. So this is the most important part.
Yes.
Okay, it's the crimping.
The crimping. Okay.
The crimping. This is what's going to keep in all the juices, all the flavour. You don't want to have leaks. Don't be afraid to put a little bit of extra pastry around it, so that you have enough room to do this.
So for people at home, they could get some chicken mousse.
Yep.
They could put in some herbs and maybe some mushrooms, something like that. Chicken breast. Yeah, lovely.
So nice and tight.
Yep.
We're just going to put some egg wash. Put this in the fridge for 20 minutes. You let it rest.
Yeah.
Okay, let it set. That just creates a little seal with the egg yolk.
Perfect. Come on. So that's it there.
So that's it.
So you've trimmed the excess.
So we've trimmed the edge. Yep. All you do is just simply put a little ring.
Cutter.
Bigger, yep. Just around it.
But you see, that's the precision.
Yeah. And then it needs to be scored.
So with a small little kind of paring knife, isn't that what we call that?
Little paring knife. You're only marking the top of the paste. You're not actually cutting through.
Yeah. This is the classic finishing touch.
This is a classic Pithivier finish.
Yeah. So, Gareth, what other pies do you make here?
We make a really good duck one during the winter months. The ducks are
Okay.
really fat and they've a lot more.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. So we make a little hole in the top there. If you don't, your pie will end up all soggy on the bottom.
And you always bake that in parchment so it won't stick.
Always baking parchment, so it
Good
won't
man.
thing. So we're going to put that in the oven.
What temperature would your oven, Gareth? Look at that.
180.
180,
But if you're at home, I'd say 200.
200.
For 22, 23
Look at
minutes.
that. Beautifully cooked, golden brown.
So that's our finished Pithivier. And then with the garnish then, Savoy cabbage,
Yeah.
which has been finely shredded. A little bit of butter, a little bit of water.
Look at that.
Cabbage, and we have some celeriac. Just cut out little discs,
Yes.
peeled it, cut nice thick slices, and then we cook that in
It's them there.
butter, water, and a pinch of salt. Just something to cook through. So nice and shiny.
Lovely.
And we're just about there with the sauce. And we're going to pass this through a muslin.
And the shallots, Madeira, sherry vinegar.
Press that through.
Yeah, no problem.
And the cabbage, we're just going to finish with a little bit of cream. Not too much. And then finally will be the mushrooms. Take a knob of butter. So we have trompette de mort, which is the face of death, is it?
Yeah.
You get some ceps, king of
Beautiful.
mushrooms. There's some girolles and some pied de mouton, which are lamb's feet.
Lambs. I never heard them called
Yeah,
that.
pied de
Lamb's feet.
mouton, lamb's feet. Pinch of salt, little squeeze of lemon juice.
Lemon juice.
Yep. And a little squeeze of vinegar.
So cream cabbage.
A lovely texture to Savoy cabbage. So you take our Pithivier,
We have palette knife.
needs to rest for 5 minutes while those juices just go back into
Yeah.
the meat. And we just finished mushrooms, a little bit of tarragon, compliment for chicken. And then we have the celeriac. We're just going to drain, cut them with a cutter,
Fantastic.
place them wherever you want. And then finally, just the celeriac puree.
Puree.
And then we finish with the sauce. Sort of half generous with the sauce because it does take quite a bit. And you see, we haven't taken off any fat on it. So we've Pithivier of chicken, Savoy cabbage, celeriac, wild mushrooms, celeriac puree, and a roast chicken jus.
Some work in this. Look at that. Super.
Yeah, pastry's great.
Oh, the
Yeah.
texture.
Good.
That is so clever. So I'm just going to get a little bit of this. Your sauce, puree, everything. Wow. It's rich.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
it's very rich.
I love it. That chicken is fantastic.
Nice glass of red
Oh
with
my
that.
God. Now you're talking.
Yeah.
Gareth, thank you
Great to
so
have you,
much
Neven.
for.
Thank you.
Let me
Brilliant to
into
have
your
you.
kitchen.
Cheers. Thanks very much.
I
Thank
wish you and Bridge continued
Thank you.
success. Thanks a million.
Much appreciated.
Brilliant.
Great to have you. Thank you.
I love plates and tableware, and I think how you present food on the table is very important. Bennettsbridge in County Kilkenny is home to one of Ireland's iconic brands, Mosse Pottery. Nicholas, it's lovely to see a master craftsman at work. What are you making there?
I'm just starting to make a small milk pan. It's for putting your milk straight off the cows into the milk pan. You leave it overnight. In the morning, the cream is at the top, and you skim the cream off to make the butter.
You make a very extensive range here in the pottery, don't you, Nicholas?
We do. We make a set of tea and coffee range. We do dinnerware, cookware, a whole range of ovenware.
This is just water.
That's just water. It's just the lubricant. If I don't have enough of that, it'll sag down. We'll take the spout. Basically, I'm just softening the edge there and making it a bit wider. It has to be a big spout because we're trying to skim the cream off the milk. So there it is.
So you leave this now, do you? Is that it done?
I leave that to harden up, and then we turn the foot in the bottom, and then we put the slip on the inside, which is a white clay, so that we can decorate onto it.
That took you, what, a few minutes to make that?
Yeah, very quick. It's actually the quickest part of the process because there's so many other things to do after the throwing. So here we are on our way into the kiln room. This is where all the slipping is done. The pots are made in the yellow clay and they're dipped in this white porcelain clay, and it forms the basis of all the decoration because the white shows up the decoration much better than the yellow clay. In this area we have handling, we have turning, we have rubbing down pots, all the finishing of the pots when they're this leather hard. You see, it's still a bit pliable,
Yeah,
but
you can see that.
the pot has a bit of give in it.
firmed
And
up.
it's really good at this stage for all this work.
Excellent, okay.
Now, well, let's go into the kiln room.
Okay.
this is the kiln here. All the pots at this stage are dry. They're totally dry, and they're coming in, and the kiln car gets rolled in and gets transferred into the kiln itself. They get fired very slowly over an 18-hour period up to about 1,000 degrees centigrade. And after that, they cool down for 2 days, and then they go out to the decorators. They're dry, they're hard, and they're porous. And that's what we want for the decoration. So it's basically a hardening process. So here we are, Neven, in the decorating room. This is where everything gets decorated just prior to the final firing.
You make all these yourselves, this one?
We do. The ink is a water-based ink. It's made of minerals so that it actually doesn't burn out at high temperature. So there's the old rose, and the sponge carries it like capillary action through the sponge, and you roll it onto the pot just like that. We've taken on that method of decoration because it was so popular in Ireland between about 1850 and 1930. There was lots of importing of spongeware. Prior to 1930, we had Arklow and Belika in this country that were actually making spongeware. So we had a good tradition of spongeware here. Then it died out, and we saw it for sale 40 years ago. It was being bought up mainly by the antique dealers. I think they exported it to Canada and France mainly. And we saw thousands of mugs going out in those containers in those days. So there's nothing left of it really, apart from very rarely do you see it at all now. We sort of revived it, and we've done it in a slightly different way.
You're the only ones in the country that use the sponge.
We are really. There might be some other people who use it a bit, but we've made a major effort to do it. It was imported mainly from Scotland and the north of England. And it was nearly always in the west of Ireland that you would find it. And little small cottages, they were dark, and the main thing in the cottage was the fireplace and the dresser. The spongeware was singing on the dresser.
And would this be dry already now?
That's dry, but it's still a little bit powdery. We just dip it in the glaze, and then that covers it, and the glaze melts over the colour and seals it.
See a jug like this. This is one of your classic jugs. How long would it take to decorate that?
15, 20 minutes. It takes a while to do the border, and the main pattern is not as complicated.
And the range. Tell me about your range.
The range, I think we have 60 or 70 different patterns now over the 40 years. Each year we bring out 1 or 2 ranges, new patterns.
And Nicholas, upstairs I saw some of your very first pottery that you did as a young boy. What age were you when you did that?
I was 11. 11, yeah.
So you've just loved it all your life?
Yeah, it's really lovely, yeah.
Now, the next time I use some of your pottery in my cookery school or in the restaurant or at home, I will think of you and think of the work that it goes to produce something like this.
Thanks very much.
So nice to meet you. It's been so educational, and I wish you continued success.
Brilliant.
Thank
Thanks
you,
very
Nicholas.
much.
Next time, I visit Wicklow to meet Pamela Walsh and Brett Stevenson, who make wine with Irish fruit. I go mushroom foraging with Bill O'Dea in Kilkenny, and I visit Chef Gareth Byrne in Viewmount House, County Longford. And of course, I'll be doing some cooking on board the Shannon Princess. I hope you join me.
The bordbia quality mark, ensuring your food is produced to the highest standards of traceability and care for the environment.